The verse tells us in this week's Parasha, this week's portion, it says, "Vayahav Yitzchak es Esav," and Isaac loved Esav, Kitzayed bepiv, because hunting was in his mouth. Okay, that Esav would feed Yaakov some of the meat from his hunting. As far as to how halachically Jacob was able to eat from from Esav's hunting, that would be a shaila. That's for another shir. That we'll discuss that halachic permissibility of Jacob eating from Esav's hunting. But be that as it may, that's the Talmud's pshat, the main translation, Kitzayed bepiv. There's another pshat that Kitzayed bepiv, because Yitzchak was sort of fooled by Esav, because Esav would ask Yitzchak all these complicated halachic questions. How do you give meiser? How do you give a tithe on salt and on dust? To sort of try to convince Yitzchak that he was a Talmudic scholar. So that's the second explanation, Kitzayed bepiv, because trickery, fooling would be in his mouth. They try to fool Yitzchak by asking him halakhic questions. Rivka oheves Yaakov, and Rebecca loves Jacob. So the question is a dictuk question in Hebrew grammar. The Torah changes the word. It says Vayahav Yitzchak, and Yitzchak loved in past tense. Es Esav, Yitzchak loved Esav, L-O-V-E-D. So it says why, and then I explained two reasons why. Two explanations what that means. But then it says, and Rebecca loves, L-O-V-E-S, loves Jacob. So why does it change from loved in the past to love in the present? That when it comes to Rivka, it says, and she loves Yaakov, but when it comes to the other one, to Yitzchak and Esav, it says, and he loved in the past. So I saw a great answer from the Alshich HaKadosh, lived a couple hundred years ago. It says an interesting pshat. The Mishnah tells us in Pirkei Avos, in Ethics of Our Fathers, that when there's a relationship between two people, a love that is dependent on a certain thing, once that thing goes, the love goes away. But a love that's not dependent on anything, this is pure, natural, real love. A husband and wife to love each other because their souls love each other, not for external, reasons, or even being friends. If you really have a good friend, not because he gives you money, not because he does nice things for you, not because you want something from him. A true friendship, a true love relationship, a real relationship that's not dependent on exterior things will last forever. But a relationship that's dependent on something, once the thing goes, then the relationship goes. Says the Alshich, that's the pshat in the Torah. The Torah says Yitzchak loved Esav. Why? It said why. Because, this fits in better to this first pshat. Because Esav fed him. Esav took care of him. So a love that's dependent on a certain thing, once that goes, the love goes. That's why it says that he loved him in the past, because it was a love that depended on something. Once that goes, then the love goes. That's why it said it in the past, because it's not going to last forever. But Rivka oheves Yaakov. Rebecca continuously loves Yaakov. When you have a love that's not dependent on exterior things, it's a pure love, a mother to a son, a spiritual love. Rivka loved Yaakov because of who he was. Yaakov represents Torah. Yaakov represents a tzaddik, a righteous person. Such a love, which is not dependent on something, a pure love, lasts forever. That's what the Torah is hinting to by telling us, Rivka oheves Yaakov, and Rebecca loves Jacob because it's a real love. It's a love that's not dependent on exterior factors, exterior forces, and therefore it lasts forever. Shabbat Shalom.